The golden light of dawn spilled over the mighty city of Babylon, where King Darius ruled over an empire vast and prosperous. The streets bustled with merchants and traders, the air rich with the scent of exotic spices and freshly baked bread. Towering walls and magnificent palaces stood as symbols of the kingdom's wealth and power. But among all the men in Darius's court, one stood out, not for riches or lineage, but for wisdom, integrity, and unwavering faith in his God. His name was Daniel, a Hebrew exile who had risen to a position of high authority, second only to the king himself. Darius admired Daniel greatly. The man's wisdom was unmatched, his judgment fair, and his heart pure. Seeing his excellence, the king decided to place him over the entire empire, making him the most powerful official in Babylon. But not everyone rejoiced in Daniel's success. Jealousy burned in the hearts of the other high officials and governors. They gathered in secret, their voices hushed with malice. "This Hebrew. He holds more power than we do," one of them sneered. "Worse still, the king favors him above all. If we do not act now, we will be nothing but his servants." A murmur of agreement spread among them. "But how do we bring him down?" asked another. "The man is blameless. We have searched his dealings, yet we find no corruption or fault in him." A wicked smile curled on one official's lips. "There is only one weakness he has, his faith. If we turn the king's law against him, we shall have him destroyed." That very day, the officials rushed to King Darius, their faces full of false sincerity. "O great and mighty king, live forever," they proclaimed, bowing deeply. Darius, pleased with their words, nodded for them to continue. "We, your loyal servants, have devised a decree in your honor. Let it be established that for the next 30 days, no man in your kingdom may pray to any god or mortal except you, O king. Whoever disobeys this law must be thrown into the den of lions." The king, flattered by their proposal, considered their words. He saw no harm in such a decree, it would reinforce his authority and strengthen his rule. Without hesitation, he sealed the law, making it unchangeable under the strict laws of the Medes and Persians. News of the decree spread like wildfire throughout Babylon. Fear gripped the people, and many trembled at the thought of disobeying the king's command. But Daniel did not waver. He knew the decree was a trap, yet his faith in the Almighty was greater than his fear of men. As he had always done, he climbed the stairs to his upper room, flung open his windows toward Jerusalem, and knelt in prayer. 3 times a day, he lifted his voice to the God of heaven, unashamed and unafraid. His enemies, lurking in the shadows, watched with wicked glee. "We have him," they whispered, their eyes gleaming with triumph. That night, they stormed into the king's chamber, their voices urgent. "O king, did you not sign a law stating that no man should pray to any god except you for 30 days? Darius, reclining on his throne, nodded. "Indeed. The law stands and cannot be revoked." The official smirked. "Then, O king, we bring you grave news. Daniel, your most trusted servant, has defied your decree. He prays to his God 3 times a day, openly and without fear." The king's heart sank. His mind raced. He realized at once that he had been deceived. All day, Darius searched for a way to rescue Daniel, but the law of the Medes and Persians was absolute, even he could not change it. By sunset, the officials returned with smug faces. "O king, the law must be upheld. Daniel must be thrown into the lion's den." With great sorrow, Darius had no choice but to give the order. Under the dim glow of torches, Daniel was led through the city streets, his hands bound. A crowd gathered, whispering and weeping, for many loved him and feared what lay ahead. As they reached the entrance of the lion's den, King Darius stood there, his face shadowed with grief. With a heavy heart, he whispered, "May your God, whom you serve so faithfully, rescue you." Daniel smiled softly, his eyes full of peace. Then, He was lowered into the dark pit, and with a resounding thud, a massive stone was rolled over the entrance. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of wild beasts. The lions, golden-eyed and powerful, prowled in the darkness, their low growls vibrating through the stone walls. Daniel closed his eyes and prayed. Suddenly, a brilliant light filled the den. A mighty angel of the Lord appeared, his form radiant and powerful. The lions, moments before restless and hungry, became calm. They padded around Daniel, their fierce eyes now filled with strange peace. The angel stretched out his hand, and the mouths of the lions were sealed shut. All night, Daniel remained untouched. Meanwhile, in the palace, King Darius could not sleep. He refused food, ignored music, and paced the floors of his chamber, his heart heavy with guilt and worry. At the break of dawn, the king rushed to the lion's den, his royal robes flying behind him. His voice trembled as he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to save you from the lions?" For a moment, there was silence. The king's breath caught in his throat. Then, a strong and steady voice rose from within the pit. "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths. They have not harmed me, for I was found innocent before him, and before you, O king, I have done no wrong." Darius's face lit up with joy. "Lift him out at once," he commanded. Daniel was pulled from the den, and not a single scratch was found on him, for he had trusted in his God. But justice had yet to be served. At the king's command, the wicked officials who had plotted against Daniel were seized and thrown into the den themselves, along with their families. Before they even touched the ground, the lions overpowered them, their fate sealed by their own treachery. That very day, King Darius issued a royal decree to all the nations under his rule. "Let it be known that the God of Daniel is the living God. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his dominion will never end. He rescues and saves, he performs signs and wonders in heaven and on earth. He has saved his servant Daniel from the power of the lions." And so, Daniel prospered in the land, his faith unshaken, for he had seen with his own eyes that God is always faithful to those who trust in him. Wait, don't go yet. If you know you love God and you love this video, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comment section below and share this video to your friends and family. Don't watch alone guys, share it. Cause you know sharing is caring and caring is loving, and of course loving is godly, and most importantly please subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you in my next video, bye.